Wealthy people, first they get into stocks, then they start a business, and then they get real estate. Owning a stock is owning a percentage of a great business. The people who aren't wealthy is because they don't own nothing. You only have your money sitting in cash. If your money is just sitting in cash, realistically, you're becoming poorer every day. The key to wealth is through ownership.
I wasn't always loaded, I had to stay down when they got what I wanted. Now when they see me, them bitches be on me. Now when I pull up, them niggas hate on me. I got more money than niggas be homies. Had the grind for the shit, did it all by my loan. Did it all by myself, I ain't asking.
What's up YouTube, it's Cash here. Today we're going to start our beginner investor series. In this series we're going to talk about everything that has to do with the stock market and how exactly can beginners begin investing into the stock market and how exactly can you make money off the stock market. Alright, so before we start our video, we're going to go into a clip from WallStreet Trapper.
Have ownership. So I said the key to building wealth is not how much you can work. You can't work your way to wealth. You got to invest your way to. And all wealthy people, black, white, Asian, Chinese, they own a whole bunch of shit. The people who aren't wealthy is because they don't own nothing. You only have your money sitting in cash. If your money is just sitting in cash, realistically, you're becoming poorer every day.
Right. All right, so what is the stock market? The stock market is a big marketplace where people buy and sell pieces of ownership into different companies. So I want you to think of this as you see this picture on the screen of the stock market in New York. It's just a place where people can buy into companies if they believe into these companies, which is when they buy into them, they're basically investing into these companies, which allows these companies to invest their money and grow and continue to grow their business. To have ownership, you have to invest into a company. Like I was saying, this is called buying shares. All right, so when you buy shares into a company, you're essentially becoming a part owner of that company. All right, so I want everybody to think about Teslas. So if you buy a share of Tesla, then you are now becoming a part owner of Tesla along with Elon Musk. All right, Elon Musk has become one of the richest, well, the richest man in the world currently because of his so much ownership into the company of Tesla. Now, how does the stock market work? When you are trying to invest into different companies within the stock market, you have to go through something which is called exchanges. All right, we have different exchanges such as the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. All right, this is a place where buyers and sellers come to trade stocks. But the exchange is just something that you will have to learn more about once you start becoming more invested. But I want you to think of the stock market as an auction. In this auction, you have buyers, which are called bulls, and then you have sellers, which are called bears. All right, so I want us to take a look at NVIDIA stock. All right, if we look at NVIDIA throughout the past year, it started in January 2024 at $56. Right, a lot of bulls, which are buyers, they wanted the stock to continue to go up. Alright, so since this was a heavily favored stock, as you see stock chart, the stock price continued to rise. So it went from $54 to where it's currently at $141, which is 185%. Alright, and that's in 1 year. Those are called bulls. That means the stock price will continue to grow up. Now, if they want the stock price to continue to go down, which is called selling, sellers are called the bears. Alright, so I'm going to give you a company like Celsius. If we look at the company Celsius, last year it started off at $60, right, $59, and now it is currently at $29. That means that the bears or the sellers have control of this company, so the price of the company will continue to go down. Okay, now let's talk about how exactly can we make money within the stock market. The first way you can make money within the stock market is called capital gains. Okay, so now, if you would have bought Amazon at the beginning of last year at $153, well, $51, excuse me. If you would have bought Amazon last year at $151, it would have increased by 51%, which means the price went up by $75. So for every share that you own. That means you have to buy in a complete share. Complete share means if you would have invested $151 into Amazon stock, you would have made a capital gains of $75 if you decided to sell the stock today. For each share that you have, that means you are making $75 for each share. So if you have 2 shares of Amazon stock and it increased by $75, you would ultimately make a profit of $150. Okay. Next, we have dividends. All right. Some companies pay their investors by what's called dividends. These are small little bonuses that people are paid for just investing into the company and allowing the company to reinvest their money to grow their company. Every company does not pay dividends. Okay, you want to be able to look and find which companies are paying dividends and have consistently been paying dividends. You can go into Google and we can look up the stock XOM and we're going to type dividend. Alright, so it says here that a 3.63 dividend yield, they're going to be paying you 99 cents, which is basically $1, and you're going to get this quarterly. Quarterly means that every quarter you're going to get $1 for each share of XOM that you own. So if we take a look at XOM chart, as you can see, including with the dividends, the price has went from, since 2020, the price has went from $34 all the way to $109. Okay, so including the $1 that they were going to pay you each quarter, you also had the price increase. So you made capital gains and you also made dividend money. The last way that you can make money within the stock market is by using options. Options are contracts that give you the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell a stock at a certain price and within a specific time frame. So just to give you a look at what options contracts are.
This is a quick introduction to the option chain in 1 minute. Okay, let's go. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the Robinhood app right now, and we're looking at the option chain for Tesla. And the first thing you'll notice is at the top, we have all our option expiration dates. So for instance, if we go to February 10th, all these options are expiring on February 10th. Then you can also see that we have a few options we can choose from. We can buy calls, we can sell calls, we can buy puts, and we can sell puts. On the right, you see the prices of those options, and on the left, you see the strike prices for those options. So if we scroll up a bit, let's say we look at the 125 strike for a Tesla call expiring February 10th. The first thing you'll notice is the bid and ask prices. The bid price is the highest price a buyer is willing to buy the option at, and the ask price is the lowest price a seller is willing to sell an option at. We can also see in the middle the volume metric. The volume metric basically shows how many options have been traded that day, and it's a measure of liquidity. So more volume equals more liquidity. Open interest is the number of currently open contracts for Tesla. So that means it's a measure of demand to see how many people are actually currently have those options open.
But this is just to give you an understanding of different things that you can research on your own to find out what would be best for you to start off with. But options is going to be for our more advanced investors. Okay, so now that you know how the stock market works and you also know how to make money within the stock market, let's talk about how do we actually invest and put our money into the stock market. In order to do that, you're going to need to download different platforms. Okay, these platforms are going to be Robinhood, M1 Finance, WeBull, and Schwab. All of these are different investing platforms that you can use. You do not have to use all of them. You can choose one if you would like. Me personally, I do have accounts with all of them and have money invested in stocks within all of them as well. This allows me to diversify my portfolios and does not allow me to have all of my money tied into one specific account. All right. Another common question that I get is, how much money should we start with investing? To answer that question, I have a video from Clear Value Tax.
How much money do you need to get started? My honest answer is that you don't need much. You can get started with $100. That would be perfectly fine. So as a matter of fact, if you're a beginner, I would recommend that you start off with a small amount. So if you want to start off with $100, $500, $1,000, or a bit more, then that's perfect. Now this is extremely important. I can't stress this one enough. The money that you invest in the stock market should be money that you do not need anytime soon. So for example, if you're saving up money to buy a home relatively soon, don't put that money in the stock market. Please don't do that.
So I think that's a great way to start with. Always start with an amount you're comfortable with. Do not put too much money that you would be scared or have to check every hour to see what's going on. Put enough money that you're comfortable with until you grow to learn and understand exactly how you're going to make money within the stock market. Thank you for tuning in to my beginner investing series. Peace.
Hey, I wasn't always loaded, I had to stay down when they got what I wanted. Now when they see me, them bitches be on me. Now when I pull up, them niggas